I'm Mitchell Rands. That's Tom Downey. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports, and we're going to get into the latest news and rumors, and we're going to kick off the show with a big-name running back that's looking for a contract extension. It's Joe Mixon, and according to reports, he might be able to get one, and in fact, get into that top 8.
If Mixon, and this was the report out of the Cincinnati Enquirer, that Mixon's looking for a top 8 deal, which, again, top 8 would put him just over 7.7. We'll call it $8 million per year.
Yep.
If Mixon only wants $8 million per year, if you can get him for under 10, in terms of the way the running back market works, you do that because you're getting him for less than Derrick Henry. You're getting him for less than McCaffrey and Zeke and all those guys.
And he should get paid
You're
less
getting
than
him
those
for
guys.
Melvin Gordon money.
That's great. That's a steal.
And that's why I almost go, I don't know if I believe that, or if that's like we want at least top 8, but we're actually asking for borderline, top 5 money. We want to get around Derrick Henry. If you can get him for 10, for what the Bengals have, what they have available to spend, even with some uncertain cap coming up, I think you do that and you continue to add, or keep, I should say, quality assets around Joe Burrow. I think that makes a lot of sense for the Bengals if he actually is going to take that much.
So there was another running back that's been looking for a contract extension, and we've talked about it numerous times here at Chat Sports. It's Dalvin Cook. So what I want every single person to do, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, is to let me know, out of these two running backs, who's the better one. If you think it's Joe Mixon, let us know. Type JM. If you think it's Dalvin Cook, I want you to type DC. So both running backs looking for an extension. Who's the running back that you would give that extension to? Joe Mixon or Dalvin Cook?
Whichever one's cheaper.
Okay, how about this? If they wanted the exact same amount of money, JM or DC?
I think I'd lead Dalvin Cook, because I think he's a more talented player. But what gives me pause and concern are the injury problems for Cook.
See, I think Dalvin Cook is the more talented running back, but I would rather invest in Joe Mixon, who's also battled some injuries, but maybe not quite as much. So JM for Joe Mixon or DC for Dalvin Cook. Speaking of DC, hopefully he's not watching because he has been a little bit salty, but hey, I don't totally blame him, but at the same time, you're a quarterback. That's part of the job. So Derek, he is absolutely tired of being disrespected. And Tom, I don't know if you fully watched the interview. He's like repping this muscle shirt, sun's out, guns out kind of thing, and
you could almost say he's overcompensating.
He said it, not
about
me.
His football performance.
About his football performance, of course. No, Derek also goes on to say that in 2016, he had a good year, but he thought that 2019 was a better year. So when you really look at Derek Carr in his first 3 years to his last 3 seasons, this is the first time in Derek's history that he's going to have John Gruden, or another head coach for that matter, for 3 straight seasons. So the fact that he's entering year 7 with this Las Vegas Raiders team, the fact that he's coming off a season with over 70% completion percentage, career high, over 4,054 passing yards, that's a career high. He just continues to show that, hey, I'm a good quarterback, but the real question here is he a franchise quarterback?
I honestly don't believe that Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. I think he can be a starting caliber NFL quarterback, but the Derek Carr we've seen over the past few years simply hasn't been good enough, and his alleged burner account can blame the supporting cast all he wants, but this has been a check-down, short passing attack offense that results in a very good completion percentage, but very few actual big-time plays.
So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you might get with an ad break. So let us know, is Derek Carr a franchise quarterback? 1 for yes or 0 for no. Let's now go to Odell Beckham Jr. because he's got in a little bit of a fight here with Stephen A. Smith. So he was in an interview, Odell that is, about 2 weeks ago, and he stated that the NFL should cancel the entire season. Now, since then, the NFL has implemented the new rules. They've helped out with the NFLPA, and OBJ has already reported to camp, but Stephen A. was not happy with some of the things that OBJ had to say. So here's his quote, Tom. You read it since my eyes suck.
When you bring race in this equation, a white guy like Max Kellerman, a white guy like Tim Hasselbeck, or white folks all across the nation, they sit up there and go like this, what's this? Stephen A. Smith was very upset with Odell Beckham in very classic Stephen A. I think Dwayne Haskins is a running quarterback.
I also think, though, Stephen A. totally went a little bit ridiculous with this. So that's part of it. Jarvis Landry, OBJ's one of his best friends and teammate, did back up his wide receiver. Not one time did OBJ say anything about color. The statement was made before protocols were put into place. to make sure the safety of players, coaches, and essential staff were protected. At that point, yes, it was confusing, but OBJ said was correct. So I get both sides. If Stephen A. wants to, say what he did about OBJ, he can, but at the same time, it was taken out of context.
The problem here is that this was a 2-week-old quote.
And it just came out.
That got reported and, I should say, published, again, 2 weeks later, when a lot of stuff had changed. So I get what OBJ was thinking at the time.
Yep.
I think it's a little ridiculous this has been made such a big deal. Like, he's there, he's fine, he's playful. Just move on already.
It's OBJ.
Who cares?
That's why.
Who cares about it?
It's the simple fact that it's OBJ.
So silly.
So I think we can all agree we need football to happen. So should the NFL season happen, if you say yes, I want you to like the video. If for some reason you say no, I'm going to find you. So let me know. Give me your address, your phone number, and if you want to throw your credit card in the comment section below, that would be great. But seriously.
Not just ask for their social security number, dude.
Go for it. Throw it in there. Seriously, bottom line is this, though. Yes, I want you to like the video. And if you do plan on going to some NFL games this year, you're going to have to wear a mask. The easiest way to get a mask at a great discount is by going to chatsports.com/stay safe. So they got team-based ones. They got player-based ones like Tom Brady. Also, there's packs of 3. There's packs of 2. There's packs of 4. And now new masks as well. They used to just cover your face. Now you can cover your entire neck because I just found out it's cold in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's perfect for, the October, November months. Fanatics just put out a whole bunch of new ones, so go check out the full assortment. That link's in the comments and in the description, chatsports.com/stay safe.
Let's keep it here with the Bills, Tom. Tre'Davious White, who you've said might be the best cornerback in the NFL, could potentially opt out.
Not a hot take. He's a top 5 corner.
I think he's a great cornerback. I just don't know if I'm going to put him above Stephon Gilmore.
I won't put him over Gilmore.
Okay.
There's a very short list of corners I'm going to take above Trey White right now. He's that caliber of corner. He has been fantastic for Buffalo. He said he wasn't sure what he was going to do yet.
Correct.
That deadline is rapidly approaching. Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. He might not be the only big-name player who could opt out too much.
Exactly, and I think when you look at this report from Jeremy Fowler himself, he mentions that there could be big-name players that could opt out.
Quick note here, very
Okay.
important. If you just report, there are some big-name guys thinking about it, you get no credit.
Exactly.
Either name the players or just don't say anything. You can't just be super vague. So I'm thinking about tweeting out tonight, some Cowboys players still thinking about opting out, and then claiming victory regardless. That's how it works, right?
Few players in the NFL might play this season.
Yeah.
Breaking news. So I'm with Tom. I agree. So are you guys upset, though, about players opting out? Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no. So we're going to give some shout-outs when we get some of these votes in. I want to see the best players on the field at one time. And I can understand that it's a little bit frustrating. But at the end of the day, if you want to do it for your family, if you want to do it for your friends, whoever, I totally understand that. So am I upset with players? No.
Upset at the situation?
Yes.
Yes. Very upset
yes,
about
yes.
that.
But I see David's typing no. I am getting the Ultimate Sports TV. He's typing yes. Max Nelson saying no. Richard Lee saying no. Julia Rivera saying no. A lot of N's in the comment section. All right, Tom. Mahomes versus Allen. Who has the best arm? Who has the strongest arm? We might finally get to settle this debate.
Also, very important note, this is Bills Josh Allen, not the better Josh Allen down in Jacksonville. Mahomes has a cannon for an arm. Madden 21 gave him a 99 throw power. Mahomes got a 97. Mahomes didn't like that. They've gone back and forth. Now they're trying, and so they've planned to set up a little throw-off.
I like it. 2
main points here that they're going to determine. Fastest and strongest arm. So here are the odds on who can have the longest throw.
Oh, man.
Mahomes minus 140, Josh Allen plus 110. Which way you going with, Mitch?
I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Good.
I think
this
he has
is the correct answer.
the strongest arm. And I think he's going to have the longest throw.
That's two different. Strongest arm to me does not mean longest throw. Doesn't matter how far, if you can throw it over them, their mountains. Strongest arm to me, how fast can you throw? What's more important, being able to throw an 85-yard pass downfield or being able to throw it faster on an out route? It's faster on an out route. But I feel speed.
But I feel like a longest throw is a stronger arm.
Who's the faster pitcher? Who is the fastest pitch in baseball? But we're talking about speed.
If you're at the warning track and you throw somebody out at home, or if you can't even make it to home,
about pitchers.
But we're talking about quarterbacks here. So P or J, let us know. We got a very, very split decision here. All right, let's go down to the fastest throw. Patrick Mahomes at plus 100 or Josh Allen at minus 130. So you know what we're going to ask you. Who's going to be able to throw the fastest? I see a lot of J's. A lot of J's. So come on, M or A?
It's Allen here.
It's
Allen
not.
has yes, he does.
Patrick Mahomes
Allen has a faster arm.
No.
Yes, he does.
Patrick Mahomes has the fastest throw in football in NFL history.
No, he doesn't. You're wrong.
Yes, he does.
No, Mitch, Google it right now.
I will.
All right, Google it right now. Allen had a faster throw. Now, it's the Combine, and I don't care much for the Combine numbers because those are always all over the place. Allen has the faster arm. Now, it doesn't really matter in the end because he's wildly inaccurate with it.
Okay.
But Allen, when they do this, I bet you, and we can make a little side bet too if you want, Allen will have a faster thrown football.
I mean, you're already paying for lunch, so
That's
how
true,
about loser of this bet has to buy the other person 96 beers?
No, I remember already getting that from James, so no.
Josh Allen, 66. Patrick Mahomes, 65. We'll get it moving here. Antonio Brown, of course, we're going to talk about him. Will he get signed? According to Jim Trotter, he says, I do believe Brown will be signed. So this one was on NFL Network. They go on lengths trying to figure out where Antonio Brown is going to end up.
You keep coming back to the same two teams.
And it makes sense, right? I mean, the top two teams where we've talked about before, but their main argument was this. The NFL has showed time and time again, if you're talented, they will find a hot spot for you.
If Hannibal Lecter could run a 4.40, the NFL would have diagnosed it as an eating disorder. Like the NFL will find a way in most cases
That's
to make
creepily
sure
amazing.
you get on the field.
All right, so who will sign Antonio Brown? I want you to go down there, throw it in the comment section. Tom, where's your prediction where you think he's going to go?
I'm going to stick with my number one from the last time we did a full-on Antonio Brown destinations video.
Oh, and if you want to know what that number one is, go check it out on the channel. And if you haven't seen it, it might be because, well, you're not subscribed. So if you want NFL news and rumors like you're watching now, hit that sub button. If you want extra content, you can also go get that at Chat Sports. We do a whole bunch of daily videos. What team will sign AB? Well, hey, that's on the channel. So I'm seeing a lot of right now Ravens and Seahawks in the chat. So who would be the better fit for Antonio Brown? If you think it's the Ravens, type Baltimore. If you think it's the Seahawks, type SCA. I think actually better fit in terms of like fantasy production for AB would be Seattle.
I disagree. I think it's Baltimore.
I think he'd put up better numbers in Seattle.
Why?
Based on the offense.
Okay. They have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. They're not going to suddenly stop throwing to those guys.
I think Antonio Brown is better than both of those
Oh,
guys.
I agree, but they're still going to get Lockett and Metcalf the ball. In Baltimore, yes, they have Mark Andrews. Antonio Brown, without a doubt, becomes that number one receiver. Oh, no, you'll still use Marquise Brown as a deep threat. Oh, no, we're not going to throw it to Miles Boykin and Willie Snead anymore.
Hey, don't you dare say bad things about Willie Snead.
Watch me.
No, I understand both sides of it. He's going to go Baltimore. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. That's what makes Chat Sports fun. Rashard Lee agrees with me, so he's smart. Shelly's smart. And then Robert Darr says FAB. You got it. FABs in the comment section. Let's now go to the San Francisco 49ers because Dion Jordan, well, he could be the newest member of this team. So he visited the Niners earlier in the week. Reports are that they are expected to sign him. But I have actually seen in some places that they've already signed him. It's a little bit of a mixed bag.
It was not official today on the NFL transaction wire, so at least formally it has not been completed. But I would venture to say this gets done, tomorrow or whenever in time for him to really get going to camp. It's an interesting move. The Niners have expressed interest in Jordan in the past. And look, if you could take a flyer on a former, I think, number 3 overall pick, hey,
he's
bounced
it's a flyer. He's bounced around the league a little bit. Started his career with the Dolphins.
Never
didn't really work out.
We wanted.
Sure, but he does have a lot of talent, and he is in the best shape of his life right now.
Best shape of life season, baby.
So at 30 years old, maybe you can get the most out of him. The 49ers do have a lot of talent on the defensive line. So Jordan to the 49ers, we'll just have to stay tuned.